15 Dr. Seuss illustrations that are shockingly offensive. Part 2.
If you are brand new to our channel, we invite you to take a moment to subscribe. Just click on the lit red button as well as the gray bell. Why the bell? Well, it will let you know every time we post a new video.
9. Island flies. There is a lot of offensive stuff going on here. First, you have what appears to be a bushman alone on an island that is drawn in a manner that is meant to imply that he is so dirty and disgusting that flies follow him wherever he goes. Secondly, even in this situation, where a white man is stuck wading water in the middle of the ocean, the situation makes it seem like it is he that has the upper hand and answer to the problems presented. Finally, the misspelling of the word Mr. is used to portray the bushman as uneducated. 10. Sneer. In 1953, Dr. Seuss visited Japan, and it appears as though his time there seems to have fundamentally changed the way he saw the Japanese people. The fact that he dedicated Horton Hears a Who to my great friend, Matsuki Nakamura of Kyoto, Japan, says a lot about his changing views, but before that he drew and wrote some abhorrent things about the entire race of people. Case in point, this War Bonds ad, where he depicted them as cartoonish people who need to have the sneers wiped off their faces. The very idea that this type of drawing was used to raise money for the army makes the content all the worse. 11. Jungle photographer. Not content to just include a drawing of a bushman that is as close to blackface as a sketch could be, this time around Dr. Seuss felt the need to include animal abuse in his advertisement. Showing a world in which jungle photographers rely on flitbug spray to make the animals they record do the things they desire, the image shows a jungle cat being stood on, and an elephant being sprayed in the eyes. Seriously, what kind of messed up company thinks it is a good idea to show their product being used to harm the eyes of defenseless animals? On top of that, what does that have to do with a spray meant to make bugs go away? 12. Father and daughter. A lot of people don't realize it, but Dr. Seuss wanted to try his hand at more adult fare, such as the book this comes from. Published in 1939, it is said that not even the man behind it was a fan, and we agree with him considering that it is hard to follow, and not at all funny. Worse than that, though, there is something really weird going on here, where 7 sisters who were never seen wearing a stitch of clothing one after the other attempt to get close with their horses and prospective suitors. While that is odd, it pales in comparison to this moment, where the daughters stand in line before their father, who is shown covered head to toe, is much more off-putting. What father wouldn't insist that his daughters put on some clothes both in his presence and in public? 13. Kadali. The first of far too many drawings by this artist that show the Japanese in an awful light. We are sad to report that there are a lot of images like this one that are yet to come on this list. Portraying Uncle Sam as a bird fighting off an endless line of alley cats meant as stand-ins for the Japanese people. This concept alone has a ire up. When you then take a look at the sign on the fence, which names the alley itself after a racial slur, you just have to shake your head in disgust. 14. Elephant Bride. The first entry on this list that focuses on some kind of bushman. Let us introduce you to the king character that you will see rear its ugly head here again. This time around sitting back on an elephant that is guarding him around the jungle as a servant does his bidding. The text reveals how important the substance he is being sprayed is to His Majesty, stating that he traded his wife to someone to get it. The very idea that these racist characters see women as something to be exchanged for goods or services ups our disgust with everything we're looking at. 15. Harem. Can you believe that in times of yore this kind of casual racism was actually meant to sell people things? A drawing that was used to promote a bug spray called Flit Clearly, the company was happy with this famous artist's work, as you will see other ads he drew for them on this list. The fact that we see that familiar Dr. S near the bottom of this is both disturbing and heartbreaking for anyone who grew up loving his work, showing what appears to be a salesman or everyday person who has come across a sultan desperate to defeat his fly problem, offering up a good time with his harem girls like they are less than human in return for anyone who can help. It features a stereotype of a multifaceted society in an attempt to sell people something.